Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Friday, April 5. The country's sports sector has been selected for further development with an allocation of approximately $1.36 billion. The Sports Development Foundation, SDF, is providing the funding for expenditure during the current 2019-2020 fiscal year. 6 key areas will benefit. The lion's share, $872.6 million, is earmarked for infrastructural projects. $238.2 million will support national sports associations. Another $138.4 million is for special allocations. $44.1 million will be spent on track meets, while a number of government agencies will get $43.1 million for sports development initiatives. Athletes Insurance and Welfare is also budgeted for $32.6 million in support. The allocations are outlined in the 2019-2020 Jamaica Public Bodies Estimates of Revenue and Expenditure. Jamaica's energy sector continues to gain the attention and interest of investors. Portfolio Minister Favour Williams says some of the investments are for the long term and will have far-reaching impact on the energy sector and businesses. She says investors are taking into consideration the demands that exist within the energy sector as well as the regulatory environment as part of the contractual arrangements.
Right now in Jamaica we have a good regulatory environment. There's a lot of trust in the regulators. There's stability. Those are some of the factors that go into making investments, not necessarily the noise of today.
The Energy Minister was speaking with JIS News at the recently held 6th annual OUR breakfast function. Government is working in earnest to complete the National Diaspora Policy, which is expected to better support the rights and interests of Jamaicans living outside the country. Foreign Affairs Minister Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith says the policy is still to be presented to Cabinet and Parliament for approval. She says the goal is to have it finalized in time for the 8th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference set for June 16 to 20 in Kingston.
Beginning next week, I will start to personally lead focus group meetings to take forward the consultative process in some cities where our largest populations of the diaspora reside.
The minister was addressing the recent launch of the 2019 Jamaica Diaspora Conference. She encouraged persons in the diaspora and at home to provide feedback on the draft policy that has been developed. It is available on her ministry's website at mfaft.gov.jm.
I'm asking you to send your feedback in writing to diaspораpolicy@mfaft.gov.jm by Friday, May 17th, 2019. This will give us a month to collate and ensure that your feedback is taken into consideration substantively for discussion.
The Jamaica Diaspora Conference seeks to highlight initiatives for growing and sustaining the contribution of the diaspora to Jamaica's growth agenda. The National Land Agency, NLA, has launched 2 new services aimed at enhancing customer service delivery. They are the queue management system and an online surveyor search request service. The queue management service, dubbed QME, is in place at the Land Titles Division. It is aimed at reducing wait and is being implemented in phases. Under Phase 1, customers will be registered and virtually queued by a customer service officer, then notified of their position in queue via text messages.
Customers do not have the luxury of registering themselves. An officer will do that. However, they will be alerted through text messages every 30 minutes, and once they're closer to their time to see an officer, they will be alerted every 6 minutes. And that will allow them to transact other business.
Meanwhile, the online surveyor search request service will improve the convenience of business transactions by eliminating the need to visit the NLA's documentation center. This system is targeted at land surveyors. It provides access to scanned subdivision plans, survey diagrams, and information available on microfilm. Payments for these services are also made online.
Time is money, and at the National Land Agency, the transaction of land is one of the biggest investments persons will make.
And finally, the preliminary counting of ballots for the by-election in the Portland Eastern constituency has declared the Jamaica Labour Party's Anne-Marie Vaz as the next parliamentary representative. The Electoral Commission of Jamaica states that Mrs. Vaz received 9,917 votes against that of the People's National Party's Damian Crawford's 9,611. The voter turnout was 53.7%. That compares to a 43.93% voter turnout for the Portland Eastern constituency in the 2016 general elections. The final counting of votes started today at the Port Antonio High School in the parish. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.